Thank you, Mr. Chair. And you know what? I'm actually glad that Canadians are able to see members of the government trying to put this committee into closed door, into secret conversations, because that is all we've seen when we've demanded public health advice. We have asked consistently for the public health advice that has led to the decisions of airport testing, of mandates, and time again we get the same answers. I can name you at least 15 occasions where the minister or the parliamentary secretary or members of the government has said, we are following the expert advice. Even the president of PHAC told carriers and airports that they would remove testing from airports in January. So all this committee is asking for, on behalf of all Canadians, to know that the half measures that were announced just days ago by this government to remove some of the restrictions from airports, and certainly not all of them, why they have othered an entire segment of the Canadian population, why for so long they did not allow 4 or 5 million people to travel domestically, why the quarantine rules are inconsistent with the rules that we have in this country, where you have to quarantine for 14 days, but if you have a COVID infection, there are some provinces where you have 5 days. It's June. It's almost going to be July, and we still have not seen any evidence from the government. And now we see an amendment to a motion that allows the government to continue to say what they have been saying all along. So, something, we rely on the experts. We have not seen any expert testimony. We have not seen, and I'm glad that Canadians are able to see this conversation open in committee, where they're able to see members of the government filibuster this motion to the point where this committee meeting will be over, and they will still not have provided the public health advice that has led to the decisions, that is the chaos in our airports, which earlier in this meeting, they said have nothing to do with the government. This government's provision or abdication of responsibility in our airports is something that Canadians should be able to see. And I'm glad we're discussing it in committee. If we don't support this amendment, we support the original motion that would require the government to table the public health advice that has led to their decision-making into this committee, because every Canadian's been asking for it, every parliamentarian's been asking for it, and to this day we have not seen it. And I think Canadians deserve that. I think this committee deserves that. I think Parliament deserves that. And I think there's enough of this filibustering, and allow this motion to carry.